Made in Hollywood.
A director is the driving artistic source for a motion picture. It is the director's responsibility to communicate to the cast and crew members all aspects of the filmmaking process. Francis Lawrence attended the School of Film and Television at Loyola Marymount University. Mr. Lawrence began his career as an intern at New Line Cinema and has gone on to direct the movies I Am Legend and Water for Elephants.
Hi, I'm director Francis Lawrence. You're watching Made in Hollywood. Here's a scene from Mockingjay Part 2.
I've been watching you, and you watching me. My dear Miss Everdeen, make no mistake, the game is coming to its end.
If you could easily describe the responsibilities of a director on a movie like Mockingjay Part 2, how would you describe it?
I'd say the overall responsibility, right, is communicating and trying to get my vision of the story on screen, right? And so I try and hire the best people that I can, and I try to communicate the best way that I can into translating that story and getting it on screen. But you end up being responsible for the story, for the look of the movie, for the emotion of the movie. You're responsible for the sometimes thousands of people that are working and that have decided that working on the Mockingjay film is going to be their life for a year. Your responsibility for the vulnerabilities of the actors. You know, they're placing their trust in me that I'm going to help make the right decisions in terms of when their performances are good enough, and the pieces of those performances I'm going to use. And I'm responsible to Suzanne to make sure that I translate the book appropriately, and to the fans as well.
Nothing good is safe while Snow's alive. And I can't make another speech about it.
Are you in charge of hiring the heads of all of your departments?
Yes.
What do you look for when you hire those people? What kind of qualities?
You want to hire really good people. I mean, if you get the wrong kind of personality, and this was something that took a while to learn, if you get the wrong kind of personality, it can really kind of sour the group. And so you really want to hire, you know, good-spirited people. You want to hire people that believe in the story that you're telling. You want to hire people that have a great sense of aesthetic and a great connection to the story and the ideas in the story. You also want to hire really good leaders, because typically department heads have huge crews underneath them, and so you want to make sure that they're great communicators and good leaders.
Squad 451, each one of you is elite in some form of combat, but we are a non-combat unit.
You're to be the on-screen faces of the invasion, the Star Squad.
A director with your resume, I mean, 3 huge Hunger Games films, do you ever find yourself feeling like you need to go back for more education or training, or do you feel like you kind of know everything you need to know to be a director?
No, I don't think that I know everything. I don't know if I would go back to school by any means, but I think that, you know, making things is always the education. I mean, that's always my biggest piece of advice for any up-and-coming filmmaker, is now just to keep making movies, even if it's shorts or, you know, their own little commercials or their own music videos or something. It's making you learn, because there's something new to learn every time you try and make something. And so I'm constantly learning.
And there are so many resources today that kids could just make movies on their iPhones.
Yeah, when I was in school, things were shot on film, and when you shoot on film, that means you need lab, and it's expensive. You know, now you can use an iPhone and your laptop, and you can do anything you want. Yeah, and do incredible sound design and color correction. You can do your own visual effects. So, you know, shoot.
One way or another, this war is going to come to an end. There's only one thing you could do now to add more fire to this rebellion.
What other qualities, characteristics, or beliefs do you think teens need if they really want to succeed in this industry?
I think number one, being able to have a vision and an idea, but really communication. I think it's a business where people need to communicate. So whether you're communicating a story or you're communicating instructions to a crew, to be as clear and concise and specific as possible.
For the first time in our lifetimes, we're standing together with 13 districts. Our future starts tomorrow at dawn, when we march together into the capital.